Nelson in the Canaries. Nobody knows for sure what prompted Nelson to raise with his immediate commander, Admiral Sir John Jervis, an attack on the Canary Islands. In those days, in the winter of 1797, after only a few gallons, the English navigator was premiered an admiral. Earned from his courage and disobedience earned off the Cape of St. Vincent, there he began to build his own legend, the legend of a hero. A hero who would find glory in other waters, in other adventures, in the Canary Islands, where he would be surprised by the expertise of another hero, General Antonio Gutierrez. However, it had all started a couple of years ago. George III, King of England, was displeased at the treaty between Spain and France in the Peace of Basel. His anger led him to order any indiscriminate attacks on overseas regions that flew the Spanish flag. The Canaries were accustomed to threats, corsairs and pirates visiting the islands far too often, upon which General Gutierrez sent to print a warning proclamation prior to hearing anything about the declaration of war. The alarm spread throughout the archipelago, but special concern was felt in Santa Cruz, the square which was understood to be the fortified gate of the Canary Islands. Fears of a ground invasion began to have foundation, and further confirmed when the surrounding waters of the Canaries were infested by English ships that harassed their ports. At dawn on July 20th, Admiral Horatio Nelson spotted above the sea of clouds the majestic peak of the volcano, El Teide, awaiting him armed with the reason of justice. Nelson and Captain Bowen devised a plan, a diversion that allowed the subsequent landing of the British troops. Two days later, the cars are placed face up, but before dawn had not yet broken, the Anaga lookout sounded the alarm. The British were breaking the stillness of the horizon. The touch of rapture made the islands shudder, and everyone ran to their battle stations. A war was about to start that would last 4 long days, in which the English and the Spanish would encounter each other face to face. Hostilities, militias and snipers unleashed, La Laguna held off the British troops, who were surprised not only by the Canary volunteers, but also by the sweltering heat that literally turned Santa Cruz into a boiler. After several attempts of occupation, the British retreated, while waiting for Nelson to rethink his strategy, since the idea of seizing the Paso Alto castle had failed. The days of respite before the final attack helped both sides to regain strength and rearm. The Canaries reinforced lines of defence before the expectant and menacing look of the British squadron. The final outcome was launched at dawn on July 25th, when the Admiral began the bombardment of the city. Nelson himself, aboard a landing craft, led the operation. But when he was about to go ashore, a cannonball shattered his right arm. The battle raged with titanic force, and many English soldiers managed to break through the curtain of fire that rose up against the sea. The city of Santa Cruz thus became a battlefield. From the city corners came skirmishes, and the streets became death traps for those seeking a hiding place at all costs. The British regrouped in the convent of Santo Domingo, making use of its tower as the perfect vantage point from which they could sight their fleet. However, far from being their salvation, that building would soon become, within the course of hours, their prison. Soon the invaders realised that their only chance of getting out of the convent alive would be by surrendering, and at dawn on the 25th, a British officer bearing a white flag requested a truce. The silent witness of the capitulation was the armoury of the Castillo of San Cristobal. General Antonio Gutierrez gladly accepted the surrender of the English forces, signed in their name by the captain Samuel Hood. The news of the victory spread like wildfire, and there were many discharges into the air in celebration of the defeat of the invaders. Thus began the epilogue of this exploit, the withdrawal of the British troops versus the Canarian people, and recognition of their defeat of Admiral Nelson. The triumph of General Gutierrez did not go unrecognised in the Canary Islands, and the praise he received came from the people as prestigious as they were thankful.